Are you sitting on a fortune without even knowing it? In this video, we reveal the top rare coins that are worth thousands, even millions, of dollars in today's market. From rare mint errors to limited edition quarters, pennies, and nickels, these coins could change your financial future overnight. Imagine finding a simple quarter, just 25 cents, resting at the bottom of your old coin jar. You pick it up, barely noticing its faded silver shine, a 1971 D Washington quarter. You think, it's just another old coin, right? But what if I told you that very same coin, under the right conditions, could be worth an astonishing $876,000 today? Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million for something you might have spent on a pack of gum years ago. Now pause for a second. Look around you. How many coins have you overlooked? How many hidden treasures are sitting quietly in drawers, jars, and pockets across America waiting for someone to recognize their true worth? The story of the 1971 D Washington quarter error coin isn't just about rare metal. It's about opportunity, timing, and the thrilling pursuit of finding wealth where the world sees nothing but spare change, and if you're watching this right now, it's no accident. This is your invitation to look closer, because in the world of coin collecting, a single discovery can change your financial destiny forever. Let's dive deeper into this mysterious and highly valuable coin. The 1971 D Washington quarter, minted in Denver, might seem ordinary at first glance, but a few rare ones were struck with critical minting errors that make them almost priceless today. Some of these coins were struck on the wrong planchets, silver instead of copper nickel, others show doubling in the date, lettering, or mint mark. These subtle differences separate a regular quarter from a small fortune. Imagine the thrill of holding one, the texture of history between your fingers, the faint shimmer that doesn't match the rest, the slightly off strike that whispers, "I'm not like the others." It's the kind of moment that sends a collector's heart racing. In recent years, coin experts and auction houses have confirmed sales and valuations approaching the $876,000 mark for pristine or uniquely flawed examples of this coin. The demand is exploding. Collectors, investors, and even museums are competing to own a piece of this anomaly, a slice of American minting history. Why the demand? Because this isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of rarity and wealth, a tangible reminder that even in something as small as a quarter, extraordinary value can hide in plain sight. And let's be real, isn't that what life is about? Finding the hidden opportunities others miss? Spotting the diamond, or in this case, the quarter, in the rough. But wait, here's a quick pattern interrupt. Imagine explaining to your friends that your retirement plan came from finding a quarter under your couch cushion. Sounds crazy, right? But it's happening. People just like you are uncovering coins worth life-changing money, and you could be next. Now, let's talk about what this means for you. The coin collecting market in the US is booming like never before. Experts estimate it's worth billions of dollars, and demand for rare, mint error coins continues to climb every year. Why? Because people are realizing that tangible assets, especially historical ones, hold real value in uncertain times. That's why the 1971 D Washington quarter has become one of the most sought-after treasures in numismatics. Each year, fewer high-grade examples are found. Each year, the price climbs higher. The clock is ticking, and every day, someone new discovers a rare coin worth a fortune. The only question is, will that someone be you? So here's your mission. After watching this video, check your coins. Go through your change jar, your old wallets, your dresser drawers. Look for that 1971 D mark and inspect it closely. Any unusual color, shine, or design flaw could mean the difference between 25 cents and $876,000. And remember, wealth isn't just built by those who work the hardest. It's built by those who see what others overlook. The treasure you seek could already be in your hands. Now here's a question to leave you thinking, what if, right now, the sound of coins jingling in your pocket isn't just spare change, but the beginning of your millionaire story? Because in the world of rare coins, every legend starts with a discovery. So don't just dream about wealth, uncover it. Start today. Before you go, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications, because every week, we uncover the secrets behind coins worth millions. Don't miss your chance to transform pocket change into prosperity. The 1971 D quarter is proof that fortune favors the observant, and in this new age of collecting, the next big find could belong to you, because sometimes, the smallest coin can hold the biggest secret. Have you ever held a simple quarter in your hand, not realizing it could be worth more than your dream car, your mortgage, or even your entire retirement fund? Well, what if I told you that a rare 2021 P. Washington quarter, yes, a coin you might find in your pocket change, recently shocked collectors across America with a jaw-dropping value of $875,000? That's right. A coin most people spend without a second thought has become one of the hottest treasures in the numismatic world. Before you laugh and say, come on, how could a quarter be worth that much? Let's just say that coin errors are like hidden codes in plain sight, waiting to be discovered by those who pay attention. And this one, minted in Philadelphia in 2021, is rewriting what collectors thought they knew about modern US coinage. The story of this quarter isn't just about money, it's about discovery, destiny, and timing. Because in a world where everyone is chasing crypto and gold, some of the biggest fortunes are sitting right under our noses, in the change jar, the glove box, even that old coffee tin in the kitchen. Let's rewind for a moment. The 2021 P. Washington quarter, part of the America the Beautiful series transition, was produced during a fascinating period, a bridge between old and new coin designs. Millions were struck at the Philadelphia Mint, but somewhere in that massive production run, something went unexpectedly right for the lucky few. A batch of these coins came out with rare die errors, tiny imperfections invisible to the casual eye but priceless to collectors. Some had double dies, others had off-center strikes, and a few even displayed mysterious cracks and misalignments that turned ordinary metal into historic masterpieces. One of these error coins made its way into the hands of a vigilant collector, someone who didn't dismiss it as just another quarter. When experts verified it, jaws dropped. The coin's unique die markings made it a one-of-a-kind specimen, and its value skyrocketed to $875,000 in private auction, a record-breaking sale that sent shockwaves through the numismatic community. Now, here's where it gets even more exciting. These coins aren't all locked away in museums or safe deposit boxes. Some are still out there, in circulation, waiting to be found by someone like you. Imagine turning your pocket change into generational wealth. It's happened before, and it's happening again, but here's a fun thought. How many times have we tossed a quarter into a vending machine, not knowing it could have paid off our mortgage? Makes you want to check your couch cushions now, doesn't it? Act 3, the climax and call to action. This is where curiosity becomes opportunity. Because those who act, those who search, learn, and look closer, are the ones who win big. The 2021 P. Washington quarter is now in high demand, and collectors are paying top dollar for verified error varieties. Coin dealers are watching every listing, every auction, every whisper of a new discovery. The window of opportunity is open, but it won't stay that way for long. If you've ever dreamed of transforming small change into big wealth, this is your moment. Every rare coin tells a story of history, craftsmanship, and luck, and this one could be the story that changes your life. So tonight, after this video ends, grab a magnifying glass. Check your 2021 quarters, especially those with the P Mint mark from Philadelphia. Look for doubling on the letters, unusual rims, or even slight design shifts. Because somewhere out there, another hidden gem is waiting to be found, and it could be worth nearly $1 million, and if you do find one, don't just spend it. Treasure it. Get it appraised. Contact a certified numismatic expert. Because in this world, it's not just about working harder, it's about recognizing the hidden value in what others overlook. Think about it, a simple 25-cent coin could be your ticket to financial freedom. Isn't it funny how the smallest things often hold the greatest value? Your next great discovery might already be in your hands. The question is, will you recognize it before someone else does? In a time when people chase complicated investments and digital illusions, it's refreshing, almost poetic, that real, tangible wealth can still be found in something as humble as a quarter. The 2021 P. Washington quarter reminds us that opportunity doesn't always shout. Sometimes, it dingles quietly in your pocket. So stay curious. Stay alert. And never underestimate the power of a single coin. Because your next flip of change could flip your entire future. Imagine this, you're sipping your morning coffee, flipping through the coins in your pocket, and suddenly, something catches your eye. A quarter. A simple, everyday 25-cent coin. But what if I told you that this ordinary-looking piece of metal could be worth $783,000 today? Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, it's not fiction, it's a true story of one extraordinary 1990 D. Washington quarter that has collectors and investors across America on high alert. Now before you shrug and say, I don't have anything that valuable, take a deep breath. Because this coin didn't come from a vault or museum, it came from regular circulation. That means it could be sitting in your coin jar right now, waiting for someone smart enough, someone like you, to recognize its hidden fortune. The 1990 Washington quarter isn't just another old coin. It's a powerful reminder that value hides in plain sight. Minted in Denver, this coin carries an error so rare and significant that it transformed a 25-cent piece into a life-changing treasure. But before we reveal what makes it so valuable, let's talk about why these coins are shaking up the collector market right now. In 1990, millions of quarters rolled off the Denver Mint's presses, but among them, a handful slipped through with a mysterious minting anomaly. These weren't damaged or worn coins, they were born flawed, thanks to a die misalignment and doubling in certain details, possibly affecting the date, mint mark, or inscriptions like Liberty or In God We Trust. These small imperfections tell a story of human craftsmanship and machine precision colliding in one unforgettable moment in minting history. And that's exactly what collectors crave. Each 1990 error quarter is a time capsule, a frozen second of imperfection that became perfection in the eyes of the market. But here's where things get thrilling. In the last few years, the demand for rare and error coins has exploded. Investors, gold buyers, and private collectors are paying jaw-dropping prices for unique pieces. The 1990 error quarter recently shocked the market with a confirmed sale near $783,000. That's right, $783,000 for a single coin that once jingled in someone's pocket. Think about that for a second. How many times have you tossed a quarter into a vending machine or parking meter without a second thought? What if one of them could have been your ticket to financial freedom? It's a chilling thought and an exciting one too. It's a reminder that opportunity doesn't knock loudly. Sometimes, it quietly clinks in your pocket. Now, I know what you might be thinking: why would someone pay that much for a small metal disc? Because collectors aren't just buying a coin, they're buying history, rarity, and legacy. And when you own something that almost no one else on earth has, that's power. And let's be honest, there's something irresistibly exciting about turning what most people ignore into something priceless. It's like finding gold dust on your kitchen counter. A moment of discovery that changes everything. So, what should you do next? You could walk away thinking, well, that's interesting, or you could act today. Because right now, rare coin values are surging. The collector market is in one of its hottest phases in decades. Coins like the 1990 Washington quarter error are at the center of this financial storm, and those who move fast are the ones who profit the most. Pull out those old coin jars, check your collections, and even glance at that spare change in your car cup holder. If you spot a 1990 quarter with the D mint mark, look closer. Examine every detail. If you notice unusual spacing, doubling, or design shifts, don't dismiss it. That could be your hidden treasure. And here's a quick dose of humor to lighten the hunt. Imagine explaining to your spouse that the reason you're squinting at coins with a magnifying glass isn't madness, it's millionaire behavior. Because honestly, it might just be. Every great fortune starts with a small decision, the decision to look closer, to stay curious, to believe that opportunity might be closer than it appears. That's exactly how people have turned pocket change into pure profit. This 1990 Washington quarter isn't just a coin, it's a wake-up call. A reminder that wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street, sometimes it hides in your wallet. So before you spend another quarter, check it. Because the next one you touch could be worth $783,000 or more. Don't just watch stories of lucky people online. Be the story others talk about, because in this world, fortune favors the observant and every coin tells a story. So take action now. Start your search. You never know which coin will rewrite your destiny, and remember that clinking sound in your pocket? It could be the sound of opportunity knocking. Imagine reaching into an old coffee jar filled with loose change, something you haven't touched in years, and pulling out what looks like just another quarter. You flip it over, see George Washington's familiar face, and think nothing of it. But what if I told you that this very coin, the humble 1983 Washington quarter, could secretly be worth $786,000? Yes, you heard that right, $786,000 for a single 25-cent coin. Sounds impossible? Well, this is one of those stories that separates the dreamers from the doers, the collectors from the casuals, and the wealthy from the wishful. Before you think, that could never happen to me, pause for a second. Because someone did find one, and it changed everything. Let's take a deep breath and dive into a story that has electrified the rare coin world, shocked collectors, and awakened everyday Americans to the hidden fortunes lying quietly in their pockets, drawers, and jars. The year is 1983. The U.S. Mint in Philadelphia was producing millions of Washington quarters as part of its regular circulation. Nothing unusual, right? But that's where the story takes a turn. Something unexpected happened, an error so subtle, yet so rare, it turned an ordinary coin into a treasure. You see, the 1983p Washington quarter was struck during a period when minting technology wasn't as refined as today. Some coins came out with planchet errors, double die strikes, and even missing design elements. Most went unnoticed. But the few that survived with these rare minting flaws became what experts now call once-in-a-lifetime finds, and here's the kicker, the 1983p quarter wasn't even supposed to exist in this form. Certain errors involved an unusual metal composition, where the copper core was exposed due to improper clad layers. Others had bold doubling on the Liberty or "In God We Trust" inscriptions. The result? A coin that defied minting logic and instantly became a legend among numismatists. Now imagine this years later, a collector rummages through an old coin jar, maybe looking for gas money or just curiosity's sake. They notice something slightly off about the shine, the texture, the weight. They take it to an expert, and boom, their 25-cent coin is appraised at nearly $786,000. Can you imagine that moment? That pulse-quickening, heart-racing realization that your ordinary quarter is worth more than most people's houses, and that's not an exaggeration. In recent years, high-grade error coins from the early 1980s have sold for record-breaking prices at auction. Collectors are scrambling to find them, investors are bidding wars, and everyone wants a piece of the history hidden in pocket change now. I know what you're thinking, wait, I've been tossing quarters into parking meters for years. Did I just tip a machine a down payment for a mansion? Yes, maybe. Pause, don't panic, though. You don't need to start rating every vending machine you've ever used. But you should start looking through your change jar with a new perspective. Because while others see coins, you now see opportunity, and remember, the person who found that 1983p error quarter wasn't a professional collector. They were just curious. So before you say, it's too late, think again. The universe rewards those who pay attention. Here's the truth, rare coin collecting isn't about luck, it's about awareness. Right now, there's a growing demand for error coins from the 1980s. Collectors across America are hunting for them, and auction houses are setting new records every few months. The 1983p Washington quarter, with its unique minting flaws, stands among the most desirable coins in U.S. history, and its market value has climbed steadily, touching nearly $786,000 in recent valuations. Think about that. A quarter minted during the Reagan era, once used to buy bubblegum or feed a payphone, is now commanding life-changing money. So, what can you do? First, start checking every coin, every old roll, every forgotten drawer. Get yourself a magnifying glass, good lighting, and pay attention to the details. If your 1983p quarter shows unusual metal texture, doubling, or a misaligned design, you might just be holding a fortune. Second, get it appraised by a reputable grading service like PCGS or NGC. These experts can confirm if your coin carries the error that transforms it from ordinary to extraordinary. And third, act fast. The coin market moves like the tides. Opportunity favors the quick, the informed, and the brave. Because every day, another rare coin is discovered, sold, and gone forever into the hands of elite collectors. Remember, wealth doesn't always start with big investments. Sometimes, it starts with a moment of curiosity, and a single coin. So the next time you hold a quarter in your hand, look at it differently. That dull metal might not just represent 25 cents, it could represent freedom, legacy, and possibility. The 1983p Washington quarter taught us that even the smallest things can hold unimaginable value, if only we care to look closer, because wealth isn't about what you find, it's about seeing what others overlook, and who knows, your next coin might just be worth $786,000. Now, take a second, go check that old coin jar, because fortune favors those who act, not those who wait. Imagine this. You're sorting through a handful of old quarters, maybe the ones sitting in that dusty jar on your dresser or hidden in the back of your kitchen drawer. You pick up a coin that looks just like every other Washington quarter. But what if I told you that one of those ordinary-looking coins could be worth $865,000 today? Yes, you heard that right. A single 1987D Washington quarter, struck with a rare minting error, is now considered one of the most valuable modern coins in America. Now pause for a second. When was the last time you really looked at your pocket change? What if you've been holding onto a small fortune without even realizing it, This isn't some far-fetched fantasy or clickbait rumor. This is the true story of how one small, overlooked coin turned collectors' worlds upside down and how you could be sitting on a goldmine of your own without knowing it. So stay with me till the end, because I'm going to show you what makes this 1987 D Washington quarter so extraordinary, why collectors are hunting for it right now, and how you can spot one before someone else does. Back in 1987, at the Denver Mint, millions of Washington quarters were struck for everyday use. It was business as usual, or at least it was supposed to be. But deep inside the minting process, something unexpected happened. A small batch of quarters was produced with a critical error, a misaligned die strike that caused subtle but game-changing differences in the design. Now, if you're wondering, how could such a tiny mistake make a coin worth nearly $1 million? Well, that's the beauty of numismatics. Errors that were once seen as flaws are now symbols of rarity, exclusivity, and historical intrigue. This specific 1987 D quarter shows details that only expert eyes can catch: irregular edges, doubled features on the obverse, and a faint misplacement in the D mint mark that sets it apart from millions of others. To an untrained eye, it looks like pocket change. But to a collector, it's a masterpiece born from imperfection. And here's where the story gets thrilling. One of these coins recently surfaced in a private collection and was auctioned for $865,000. The demand skyrocketed almost overnight. Dealers, collectors, and even ordinary citizens started combing through their old jars, hoping to find the next big one. Now, let's be honest, when you hear quarter worth almost $1 million, it sounds surreal. But think about it, someone out there found theirs just sitting in a coffee can. That's not luck, that's awareness. The funny thing is, most people ignore their change completely. We're too busy buying coffee or scrolling through social media. But here's a thought: what if you spent 1 minute a day looking through your coins instead of your phone notifications? You might just buy your own mansion with a quarter. Now that you know the story behind the 1987 D Washington quarter, you're probably asking yourself, could I really have one? The answer is simple: you'll never know unless you check. Take this as your wake-up call, your reminder that wealth often hides in plain sight. Every coin has a story, every scratch a secret, and sometimes, that secret is worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. Right now, collectors are on high alert, hunting for these rare 1987 D quarters. The market is heating up, and demand is rising with every auction. The window of opportunity is closing fast. Once these few known examples are locked away in private collections, the prices could soar even higher. So, what should you do next? Start where you are. Go through your coins tonight. Check your jars, drawers, glove box, anywhere a quarter could be hiding. Look for that D mint mark, study its details, and if something looks off, don't ignore it. That error might just be your ticket to financial freedom, and if you find one, even a coin that looks remotely suspicious, get it appraised by a certified numismatist or send it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. Because once verified, that little piece of metal could transform your life. Remember, wealth doesn't always come from Wall Street or Silicon Valley. Sometimes, it jingles in your pocket. So the next time you hold a quarter, pause and look closer. Because the next 1987 D Mint error coin might be sitting right there, waiting to make you the next big story in American coin history. And as always, stay curious, stay inspired, and keep your eyes open. Because in the world of rare coins, fortune truly favors those who pay attention. Have you ever held a simple quarter in your hand and thought, this could change my entire life? Sounds unbelievable, right? But what if I told you that one rare 1992 P Washington quarter dollar has been valued at over $863,000, and it could be sitting quietly in your coin jar, wallet, or that old drawer you never open? This isn't a fairy tale, my friend. This is real. Somewhere in the United States, a lucky collector turned an ordinary-looking quarter into a life-changing fortune. And as you're watching this, another one of these ultra-rare error coins could be waiting for you to discover it. Now, before you shrug it off, let me ask you something. When was the last time you really looked at your coins? Most people spend quarters without a second thought. But right now, collectors, investors, and treasure hunters across America are scouring through pocket change searching for this exact coin. Why? Because the 1992p Mint Mark Washington quarter isn't just rare, it's a masterpiece born from a minting mistake. Let's rewind to 1992. The U.S. Mint in Philadelphia was preparing the dies for the following year's quarters, the ones featuring a brand new design. But in the chaos of production, something extraordinary happened. A few planchets, coin blanks, were struck using a prototype reverse die meant for the 1993 quarters. This accidental pairing created a visual anomaly, a subtle difference that sharp-eyed collectors now call a transitional error. At first glance, these 1992p quarters look completely normal. But under magnification, the details on the reverse, especially the spacing and style of the letters and feathers, reveal a mysterious, telltale difference. This isn't just a minor scratch or a mint smudge. This is an authentic transitional error coin, a piece of American history that bridges two eras, and here's where the excitement begins. Only a handful of these coins are known to exist. That means scarcity meets demand, and when that happens in the world of rare coins, prices don't just climb, they skyrocket. The last verified specimen of this 1992p quarter sold for an astounding $863,000, and collectors believe there could still be a few hidden away in circulation. Imagine that, a nearly $1 million coin hiding in plain sight. You might be laughing right now, thinking, there's no way I could have one. Well, that's what everyone says until they find one. Now let's bring this home. The truth is, opportunities like this don't come often. And while most people are busy scrolling social media or tossing their spare change into vending machines, the smart ones, the collectors, the visionaries, the dreamers, are out there searching. They understand something powerful: wealth isn't just earned, sometimes it's discovered. If you're serious about transforming your curiosity into profit, start today. Take a moment to inspect every quarter that passes through your hands, especially those 1992p Mint Mark coins. Look closely at the reverse. Compare it to the standard 1992 design. If you see the faint signs of a transitional die, thinner letters, sharper lines, you might just be staring at a small fortune. And here's the best part: this market is on fire. Demand for rare U.S. coin errors has exploded over the past few years. Collectors from all over the country are willing to pay record-breaking sums for coins like this, pieces that tell a story, that carry a mistake so beautiful it turned into art. So don't wait. Check your old rolls of quarters, ask your relatives, look through that forgotten coffee can of change. Your future could be sitting right there, disguised as pocket change. Because at the end of the day, wealth favors the curious and the prepared. You see, in this life, some people spend their days chasing dreams. But the truly wise? They discover them, sometimes, in the smallest of places. So before you spend your next quarter, take one last look. You might be holding your ticket to a wealthy new chapter, and remember, every fortune has a beginning. Maybe yours starts with a 1992p Washington quarter. Imagine this: you're digging through an old coin jar on a lazy Sunday afternoon, maybe just looking for laundry change, and then your fingers stop. A silver-toned quarter catches your eye. It looks ordinary, until you realize it's from 1967, and there's no mint mark. What if I told you that unassuming quarter could be worth $874,000 today? Yes, you heard that right, almost $1 million for a single 25-cent coin. Now, before you say, come on, that's impossible, stay with me. Because this isn't just another coin story, it's a real-life example of how history, rarity, and a little luck can collide to change someone's financial destiny. Welcome back to the channel where ordinary finds turn into extraordinary fortunes. If you've ever dreamed of uncovering hidden wealth from your pocket change, today's story will shake your reality. Quick question: how many quarters have you probably spent on parking meters, vending machines, or car washes over your lifetime? 1,000? Maybe more? Now imagine if even one of those was worth a luxury car or a house. Still think checking your change is a waste of time? The year was 1967, a turning point in American coinage history. The U.S. Mint had just stopped using silver in quarters, switching to a copper-nickel composition. To simplify production, mint marks were removed entirely from all coins that year. But here's where it gets fascinating: among the millions of Washington quarters produced, a tiny handful contained minting errors so rare, they've become legends in the numismatic world. These errors, double strikes, off-center imprints, or misaligned dies, created coins that defy perfection, and while the average 1967 quarter might only be worth face value, a flawless, error-free one in pristine condition, or a unique misprint with rare details, can be valued in the hundreds of thousands. One of these specimens recently shocked collectors by fetching $874,000 at auction, leaving even seasoned experts stunned. Here's where the story gets thrilling. Picture a lifelong collector, someone who's been quietly picking through rolls of change for decades. He isn't a billionaire or a Wall Street mogul, just a regular American with an eye for detail and a deep respect for history. One evening, while examining his collection, he spots a 1967 Washington quarter with a striking die error, a small but crucial anomaly invisible to the untrained eye. He sends it for professional grading, and the result? Mint state, nearly flawless, and confirmed as an ultra-rare variant. The hammer fell at auction, and the final bid? $874,000. That's not just money, it's life-changing wealth born from awareness and patience. The type of story that makes you look at every coin twice before spending it. Because here's the truth, these coins aren't hiding in faraway museums. They're out there, in dresser drawers, old coffee cans, and inherited coin boxes across America. So next time your friend says, "It's just a quarter," you might want to tell them, "Sure, until it buys me a new Tesla." The 1967 Washington quarter represents more than a collector's treasure, it's a reminder of how value hides in plain sight. You see, coin errors from transitional years like 1967 are incredibly sought after because they mark a major change in U.S. minting history. No silver, no mint marks, just pure numismatic intrigue. Collectors and investors are now racing to secure these rare specimens before prices climb even higher. Demand is exploding, and auction houses are reporting record-breaking sales. It's not just about owning a coin, it's about owning a piece of American transformation, a relic of resilience during a decade that reshaped the nation. But here's the real kicker, you could be sitting on one right now. Time is your most valuable currency. The market is surging, collectors are buying aggressively, and the window to cash in on rare errors like these won't stay open forever. Every month, new discoveries are being certified, and once the supply tightens, the price will soar even higher. Let's step back for a moment. What does a 25-cent coin really represent? For most people, it's pocket change. But for those who understand value, true value, it's a lesson in awareness. The 1967 quarter is proof that wealth often hides in plain sight. It's not about luck, it's about knowledge, curiosity, and timing. So, what should you do? Start by checking your coins. Dig into those old jars, revisit your childhood collection, look through inherited boxes. If you find a 1967 Washington quarter, especially one in near mint condition with any unusual markings or die errors, don't dismiss it. Have it appraised, get it graded, and protect it. You could be holding a six-figure fortune in the palm of your hand, and hey, don't blame me if you start raiding every coin jar in your house tonight. Just remember to share the profits when you hit the jackpot. In the end, the 1967 no mint mark Washington quarter isn't just a coin, it's a symbol of opportunity, hidden potential, and American craftsmanship. It whispers a timeless message, sometimes, greatness hides in the ordinary. So if you've ever dreamed of living wealthier, freer, or simply making history, start by looking closer at what's already in your hands. Because one small discovery could rewrite your story. If this video inspired you to take a second look at your change, subscribe now and join thousands of everyday Americans uncovering hidden treasures in plain sight. Your journey to wealth and discovery might just start with a single quarter. Remember, every coin has a story, and sometimes, that story is worth nearly $1 million. Don't just spend it, discover it. Imagine this. You're holding a simple quarter, a coin you've probably used hundreds of times at gas stations, vending machines, or while grabbing that morning coffee. But what if I told you that one of those ordinary-looking 1980p Washington quarters could be worth a staggering $878,000 today? Yes, you heard that right, nearly $1 million hiding in the palm of your hand. Now, before you rush to check under your couch cushions, pause for a moment and think, how many times have you overlooked a coin, thinking it's worthless? The truth is, the difference between a 25-cent coin and an $878,000 fortune is knowledge. And today, I'm going to show you exactly what makes the 1980p mint mark Washington quarter one of the most sought-after coins in the world of rare collectibles. Let's face it, the idea of striking it rich with something so ordinary feels almost unreal. But that's what makes this story so powerful. Somewhere, right now, Someone could be walking around with this quarter in their pocket, completely unaware that they're carrying a small fortune. The story begins in 1980, a year of economic uncertainty, rising inflation, and change across America. At the Philadelphia Mint, millions of Washington quarters were struck, but among them, a few came out with a mysterious and valuable minting error that would one day make history. This isn't your everyday scratch or dent. We're talking about a rare strike anomaly, a misalignment so unique that it transformed an ordinary piece of metal into an object of obsession for collectors. Experts discovered that these error coins displayed unusual die cracks, doubled designs, and misstruck details that made them unlike anything else in circulation. And here's where it gets thrilling: these coins weren't kept in vaults. They entered circulation. They were spent, traded, and forgotten. Decades later, collectors began rediscovering them in the most unexpected places: inherited coin jars, estate sales, even garage boxes left untouched since the 1980s. Now, why does this particular quarter command a market value of nearly $878,000 today? It's all about scarcity, demand, and story. There are only a handful known to exist in pristine condition. And as collectors chase perfection, the bidding wars grow fiercer. Each coin that surfaces sends shockwaves through the numismatic world, and before you say, "I'll never find one," remember, no one thought they would either, until they did. So maybe tonight, after this video, you'll take another look at your coin collection, or that forgotten jar in your closet. Because lightning has struck before, and it could strike again now. Hold on, I can almost hear you saying, "So you're telling me my spare change could buy me a house?" Well, maybe not every quarter, but if yours happens to be the one, it could buy you a mansion with a view. So yes, that little jingling sound in your pocket might just be the sweetest sound of opportunity. What's incredible about the 1980p quarter story isn't just the money, it's the reminder that wealth often hides in plain sight. It's about awareness. About paying attention to details most people ignore. That's what separates those who dream about wealth from those who discover it. This coin, like many rare US mint errors, has become a symbol of financial freedom for everyday Americans who turned curiosity into fortune. Its demand has skyrocketed in recent years, as collectors and investors compete fiercely for pieces of tangible history. Right now, the rare coin market in the US is booming, fueled by nostalgia, scarcity, and the thrill of the hunt. So if you've ever thought about building wealth through collectibles, this is your moment. Don't wait for someone else to tell you what your coins are worth, find out for yourself. Take your time, inspect your quarters closely, especially those minted in 1980 with the P mark. Look for those unique features, that slight doubling, that die crack, that faint misstrike. It might be your ticket to a life-changing discovery, and let me tell you, this time is your biggest enemy here. As more collectors enter the scene, the competition for these error coins grows more intense, and their prices climb higher. What's worth $878,000 today could be well over $1 million tomorrow. So the question is simple: are you going to keep walking past opportunity, or are you finally going to look closer at what's already in your hands? The 1980p Washington quarter is a reminder that great fortunes aren't always buried deep. Sometimes they're right in your pocket. The next time you hold a coin, pause for just a second. Look at it differently. Because maybe, just maybe, it's your turn to uncover the next hidden treasure. Don't just watch stories of others finding wealth, create your own. If you enjoyed this story and want to learn more about rare coins that could make you a millionaire, make sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and stay tuned, because your journey to hidden wealth starts right now. Imagine this for a second: you're digging through an old jar of change, just spare quarters you've been tossing aside for years. You flip one over, and it's a 1995 Washington quarter. Nothing special, right? But what if I told you that this simple coin, minted in Denver, could be worth an astonishing $867,000 today? Yes, nearly $1 million treasure, hiding in plain sight. Now, before you dismiss it as another coin collector's fairy tale, hold on. Because this is real. Collectors across the country are hunting for this ultra-rare 1995 mint mark error coin, and the market is on fire. In fact, one recently sold for almost $900,000 at auction. The demand is soaring, and the supply? Practically non-existent. So if you've ever thought, my old coins are just pocket change, think again. The truth is, there's a silent revolution happening in the world of rare coins, and this 1995 quarter is right at its center. But how did an everyday quarter become worth more than a luxury home? Let's dive into the story, one that could change the way you look at every coin in your wallet. In 1995, the U.S. Mint in Denver produced millions of Washington quarters, routine business, nothing out of the ordinary. But a tiny handful, came out differently. Somewhere during minting, a subtle yet powerful error occurred, a misalignment, a doubled die, or a striking anomaly, creating a unique visual imperfection. What most people saw as a simple flaw, serious collectors saw as perfection in rarity. This minute mistake transformed a 25-cent coin into an object of obsession. Imagine the irony, a minor minting accident becoming the key to life-changing wealth. And here's where it gets interesting. These rare 1995 D error quarters have been confirmed, authenticated, and graded by top agencies like PCGS and NGC. Collectors have paid eye-watering sums for pristine examples, pushing market values into the hundreds of thousands. And that's not speculation, that's auction history now. Why is there so much excitement around it today? Because every year, more people discover these coins buried in old drawers, estate sales, or inherited collections. Each discovery reignites the fire. Each auction fuels the frenzy. And the fewer there are left unclaimed, the higher the demand rises. You might be thinking, but how could a small metal disc hold such power? Because wealth isn't always forged in gold or silver. Sometimes, it's hiding in something as humble as a quarter, a reminder that opportunity often disguises itself as the ordinary. Funny thought, people spend quarters to buy lottery tickets, while one lucky person out there has a quarter worth more than the jackpot. Now, that's irony at its finest. And now, let's bring it home. Imagine checking your coin jar tonight and realizing you're holding one of the rarest quarters ever struck. What would that moment feel like? Shock? Excitement? Maybe even disbelief? But that's exactly what's happening for ordinary Americans every day. People who once thought it's just change are walking away with checks that change their entire future. The 1995 D Washington quarter isn't just a coin, it's a wake-up call. It reminds us that fortune favors those who pay attention, those who look closer, and those who act before it's too late. Because while others hesitate, true collectors and smart investors are already sweeping up the market. The value of these error coins is climbing fast, and experts believe prices could break the $1 million mark soon. That means every day you delay checking your coins is a day someone else cashes in on theirs. So, here's your challenge. Tonight, go through your old change, your forgotten jars, your inherited coin boxes. Look closely at those 1,995 quarters, especially the ones marked with a small d under "In God We Trust." You could be holding a life-changing fortune without even knowing it, and if you find it, don't rush to spend it, protect it, grade it, and let it work for you. Because this is more than collecting, it's legacy building. Just imagine the story you'll tell, how a simple coin, something everyone overlooked, became your gateway to freedom, wealth, and a story worth telling for generations. Before you go, remember this: fortune doesn't always knock loud. Sometimes, it jingles quietly in your pocket, waiting for you to notice. This is your moment. Don't just dream about wealth, discover it. Because somewhere out there, one of these quarters is still waiting, and it could be yours.